Welcome to Innovative Centers to Advance Integrated Programs in Food Systems. My name is Gal Hochman and I'm a professor at Rutgers University. I'm also the board chair of the Council on Food, Agriculture and Resource Economics, CFARE. It's CFARE's mission to translate high-level research and knowledge to a diverse audience that includes policymakers, elected officials, and federal administrators. When we demonstrate the value of the profession to these groups, the Council increases public appreciation for research, extension, outreach, academic programs in agriculture and applied economics. Here are all the people you'll be hearing from today. And now, without further ado, let me hand it over to our first panelist, Jack Leo, who will start us off.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction and also for inviting me to participate in this important event. And it's my pleasure to discuss with you about the Center for Systems Integration and Sustainability at Michigan State University. And first, I would like to explain what we mean by systems integration. Next slide, please. By systems integration, we mean holistic approach to integrating humans and nature. And from the diagram, you can see we view human and nature interact as a coupled human-natural systems. In fact, the whole world is a coupled human-natural system, where humans affect natural systems like plants and animals, and the changes in the natural systems will have impact on the human system, including agricultural and food systems. To do the integration, we gain experience and also use methods and theory from different disciplines, like in ecology and economics. And we use data over time from the past, present, to help us understand the systems and also to predict what would happen in the future. And we also understand the issues across space and among different organization levels from local to global. Next slide, please. Our mission is to develop and maintain a center of excellence that leads innovative systems integration for global sustainability. And one of the major focus that we have now is to help the United Nations achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. As many of you know, that in 2015, 193 countries of the United Nations adopt the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, including elimination of hunger that's relevant to food systems and agriculture. So our goal is to gain the knowledge and produce the knowledge and apply the knowledge to help the United Nations and countries around the world to achieve those goals by 2030. Next slide, please. So our objectives are to do cutting-edge research on important issues related to sustainability and train next generations of leading scholars and practitioners for transdisciplinary research and practice, and disseminate the research results across the globe. So basically, it's to integrate research, education, and outreach. Next slide, please. And our audience are many, including researchers, educators, and the students, food industry, environment organizations, and government agencies, and the general public. Next slide, please. And the organizational structure of our center is, our center is actually administratively part of the Department of Natural Fisheries and Wildlife, which is in turn part of the College of Agricultural and Natural Resources at Michigan State University. And our center has faculty members from different departments of our college and also from other colleges across campus, like the Department of Agriculture, Food, and Resource Economics within our college. Also the Department of Sociology, and geography from College of Social Sciences, and also College of Education. Next slide, please. Our center members, including faculty, staff, postdoc, visiting scholars, students at different levels, PhD, master's, and undergrad students. Next slide, please. And most of our funding sources are from external agencies, like the National Science Foundation, USDA, and a small proportion come from Michigan State University to support some staff members. Next slide, please. Our research subjects are very diverse. In terms of food, we focus on crops and fish. And we also do a lot of research on wildlife conservation, like pandas, tigers, and black bears, and birds, and work on different ecosystems, especially agro ecosystems and forests, lakes, rivers, and oceans, and work on a lot of ecosystem services and water, energy, and other natural resources issues as well. Next slide, please. And one of our ongoing research effort is to understand the ecological, environmental, and socio-economic impact of international trade of food, like soybeans and livestock. For example, the trade export of soybean from US and Brazil to China. Next slide, please. Another aspect of ongoing effort is advanced policy dialogue on inland fish as food. Although inland fish has been used as food for many people for a long time, but no effective policy has been implemented and developed. So our goal is to help the government agencies develop and implement those effective policies, and also to help Africa enhance the food and nutrition security, use fish as examples. And this effort is led by our rising star faculty member, Dr. Abby Bennett. Next slide, please. So our research have general a wide range of impact, and we do research across the world, and we also generate high impact publications, and our research results also have been used to shape international research directions. And one of the efforts that we have been doing is to coordinate an international network of research on carbon human natural systems, and which has about 1,800 members from around the world from different disciplines. And also our research has been designated as a research priority by the global land programs. Next slide, please. In terms of impact of education, our students have taken good positions in universities such as Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Stanford, and also in government agencies such as USGS, and also NGOs such as the Nature Conservancy, and also food and agriculture industry. And we also host a lot of visiting scholars from around the world, including those from FAO, Brazil, China, Europe, and other countries. And one of the programs that we have been coordinating for more than 22 years is the NASA MSU Professional Enhancement Awards Program. With support from NASA and Michigan State, we have supported more than 440 students and other junior scholars from 170 institutions worldwide. Many of those former awardees have become leaders in many fields, and as researchers, as government officials, and managers, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. In terms of outreach impact, we have been influenced government policies, and one example is the 10 steps to responsible inland fishery management in collaboration with the FAO, led by our faculty member, Dr. Bill Taylor. And our research has been featured in the global news coverage as well. Next slide, please. Of course, there are many challenges too. And one major challenge is funding. We have to spend a lot of time to write grant proposals to support students and postdoc and to do the long-term project. And another uncertainty is the global condition out of our control, and like global pandemics and geopolitics. And also a lot of things getting more complex and with globalization and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. We also have a lot of opportunities. One of the opportunities is the framework of meta-carbon that we developed has opened us for a lot of new questions and new partners. And this framework really trying to incorporate interactions across different systems, not just the system we are interested in, but also the interaction with the adjacent system and with distant systems. And also the global change, like climate change and food insecurity, has also had a lot of agency and potential support as well. New technologies such as AI also may help us to better understand and address future challenges. Next slide, please. So I will stop here. For those who are interested more in what we do, you are welcome to visit our website. So thank you so much for your attention and time.
Well, hello, everyone. I can see from the poll that over half of you are not familiar with the 1890 Center of Excellence, which is the Motivate, Educate for Achievement Center, which is referred to as the MEA Center. Next slide. So basically, our MEA Center addresses the leaky pipeline. The leaky pipeline is shown here for you to understand that over the years, we've had a problem with increasing the number of underrepresented students who follow a line of education in the food, agriculture, natural resources, and human sciences area, and including STEM. So what this leaky pipeline shows you is all the different factors that play into graduating these individuals who we recruit from secondary up through the undergraduate level. And what you will see are the 1890 institutions who are part of this project with A&T, and they're located at the bottom of this slide, as well as the other entities such as advisory board and other entities that are helping us with this effort. Next slide. So this is just a basic overview of the MEA Center, and as you can see, the USDA funded this project, and again, it seeks to diversify food, agriculture, natural resources, and human sciences in STEM workforce pipeline. And we are working in collaboration with several other 1890 land grant systems to work together to provide opportunities and resources for all of the 1890 institutions. Next slide. So the mission statement again is to collaboratively work to address what is needed to provide a great learning environment for students to basically increase the diversity of the U.S. agricultural workforce by spanning the careers in these areas that I mentioned, and also including STEM. Next slide. We have 4 objectives that we're working towards. And as you can see, the main objective is to recruit, retain, mentor, and graduate these underrepresented students. And by doing this, we want to give them a more competitive edge by being prepared for the workforce development, have more engagement in STEM, and especially in experiential learning. Next slide. Here I have provided some of the projects that we have that are ongoing at some of the 1890s that address the particular objectives. And here you can see with objective 1, you have Alabama A&M and Virginia State University who are working to address scholars in the agribusiness and the food industry area. And then when you move on to objective 2 for workforce development, we have projects that are developing partnerships and engagement in the community, such as what is occurring in Langston University and Alcorn University. Next slide. For objective 3 with the STEM engagement, we are really and truly trying to increase our underrepresented students in these areas. And again, working with the community is very important. And so at Florida A&M and Virginia State University, they are providing programs that directly address the STEM engagement. And as you can see at Kentucky State University and West Virginia State University, they are offering our students STEM Scholars Academies. And with objective number 4, with experiential learning, which is very important for students to have those experiences outside of the classroom, you have Tuskegee University that is providing a program called Farm More. And then we have a summer program for research that is being offered at Virginia State University. The study abroad has been put on hold, of course, due to COVID, but once everything is moving along, we hope to have students to travel abroad, because many of our minority students fail to take advantage of global experiences. Next slide. And here, this is just giving a framework of everything that we are doing here at North Carolina A&T. We are the core university, the lead university for the MEA Center, but everything that we do and accomplish can't be done without all these entities, as you see on this framework. And when you move out, you can see from A&T, you have the institutions listed at the bottom of the slide. Those are our core project directors who work with us at these institutions: Florida A&M, Lincoln University, University of Arkansas at Plum Bluff, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Tuskegee, as well as Virginia State University. And we also work with the 1890s Foundation. They are very important to what we are attempting to accomplish with the MEA Center. And we also have an advisory board made up of a wide selection of professionals from academic to industry who are working with us to meet these goals. And then some of our partners would be SAS. SAS has agreed to offer resources to all of the 1890 institutions to give the students as well as the faculty training in conducting data analysis, which is very, very critical, especially as we prepare our students for graduate programs. And as you can see, each one of the flags out here shows the 4 objectives. And again, the universities who are working on projects to address those particular objectives. And here you can see, as of last year, which we were just funded, we've just been funded 1 year thus far, we have been able to have 7 out of the 1890 land grant service co-leads of the RFA projects that we have funded. And then on the right, you can see 15 out of the 1890 institutions are actively involved in MEA, which is great. We aspire to have 100% participation, and we will be working towards that, to have every 1890 institution a part of the MEA Center and its mission. But as of now, again, we have 15. And you can see again those institutions that are working towards these objectives. And next slide. And I want to thank you, and I am open to any questions you have. And what you see at the top is an actual web link to the MEA Center's website. And I thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity for me to share a unique story with everybody. The Center for Environmental Farming System is probably the only one. I have not seen anything like this, that with a very unique organization as a partnership. So next slide, please. We are a 3-way partnership with 2 land grant institutions in North Carolina, A&T State University A&T State University, and the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. SAF's website is available for you to access all the detailed information. We have been around for 27 years. If I remember correctly, we celebrated the 25th anniversary a while ago by completing a very unique set of strategic plan to set our future directions. But the three partners share responsibilities. We contribute our staff time, our students cohort, the interns, apprentices, but most importantly is our passion to advance agriculture in North Carolina and beyond. Next slide, please. Our work covers two different components. The primary component was the one started the center partnership 20-some years ago by a group of pioneers. They saw the importance and the essential quality of improving the environment, incorporating farming practices that's in a holistic perspective. Now imagine this, 20-some years ago, organic was really new, very controversial, and many environmental farming practices were unknown to farmers, particularly small farmers in rural areas and the underserved communities. So SAFs created some very interesting and long-term projects in the country that we still hold the leadership position about. We have a primary research site that's one of the 18 research experiment stations managed by NCDA in North Carolina. All the experiment research stations are managed under an NCDA. And the largest one, I believe, is this one, or if it's not the largest one, it's one of the largest one in the country too, with about 2,500 acres. We have 6 units focusing on different aspects to promote sustainable and environmental farming practices. The research unit with large commercial production, organic research unit focused on organic soybean, corn, and hay. Our alternative swine unit has about let's see, this is actually the oldest one in the country. I believe it's a unique. The Yorkshire swine herd is unique because it has been antibiotic free for more than 30 years. And then the dairy facility has about regularly maintaining 140 cows. And the combination is Jersey, Holstein, and the Norwegian Red, to look at animal health, welfare management, and alternative feeding, grazing patterns to achieve both the environmental and ecologically health conditions. And then finally, the small farm unit is primarily the A&T responsibility. I work there just about every day. And we have a very unique ethnic fruit vegetable production on site, also incorporating from vegetable to clinic kind of a trial using the specialty vegetable as prescriptions to improve health outcomes for people battling chronic disease. Next slide, please. Beyond the field research, we also have a series of affiliated programs focusing on food systems and improving the food security for people across North Carolina. These are the programs that we maintain on our website. You can click on the icon to look at more detailed information. Some programs has existed a longer time because the funding stream, and some are new, more recent development. We are working with a wonderful committee group of people within our organization to incorporate the racial equity lens across all of the programs, all of our research, teaching, education, outreach activities, to make sure that our information grounded on science, but also being accessible available, affordable for everybody in North Carolina who can use some help. Next slide, please. Our team composed of 2 directors. I'm one of the 2 in North Carolina A&T. NC State University has another director. We co-direct all the programs, initiatives, activities, and coordinate with all kinds of events. And our third partner is basically the commissioner of the Department of Agriculture, plus the research station superintendent at a Cherry Research Farm leadership team. And we have 3 assistant directors focusing on education, collaborative field research, and a community-based food system programming. On top of that, we have a 19-member board of advisory support. We do our board meetings 3 times a year. And then we also have research unit coordinators for different initiatives, taking lead on different activities, coordinate everybody on the farm perspective. And then we also have a huge, wonderful team of support programming staff members. They are primarily based in NC State. I do have a staff at the NC A&T helping with different programming stuff. And then we also recruit and support affiliated faculty across 2 land-grant institutions plus non-land-grant institutions in North Carolina to collaborate and create new programs, new research for everybody. Next slide, please. How we operate. Since we are a software kind of partnership group, we don't have a building or anything that everybody houses together. We rely on a lot of communication from time to time. We organize different working groups based on different interest initiatives and the current subject. So as you can see, we have racial equity team, make sure that everybody gets the training we needed and provide training to community partners, how to start a conversation, how to engage diverse population and talk about potential conflicts in different subjects. Local food working group is a huge working group endeavor, working with the farm to school, farm to senior, farm to early child care. You mentioned, everything that you can think of over there. Career ladder focus on student development, interns, apprentices development, extension, field research, and an administration team. And within the working groups, we form committees as needed for different purposes. Next slide, please. Our funding is not that complicated, but it's pretty interesting to share with you. We started our work based on a very generous endowment established by Kellogg Foundation. You can see that's in my title. And then we also have university positions from research extension to support our projects. NCDA put in a lot of effort helping us with their field research by maintaining and supporting equipment, tools, and the land. And then, of course, we all write a lot of grants day and night. We also have fundraising event. Next slide, please. Our fundraising events is a local food showcase, picnic, local food, all kinds of stuff. And then we use all of the funding we gather to support a series of training, demonstration, opportunities, and then interns, students, that sort of thing. Next slide, please. We have challenges, but the challenges are also our opportunities. Like I said earlier, not a lot of people have our kind of operation working with 2 land grant and the Department of Agriculture together for over some 20 years. So of course, navigating through institutional systems is challenging. Everybody may not be on the same page all the time, but that's also the opportunity. It gives a chance to look for different ideas, coordinate in a different perspective, understanding the importance of interdisciplinary approach. And also, we have to figure out a better way to tell our stories, to explain to people. Most of the time, people don't know who we are, what we do, and why we are here. So hopefully today you know our stories. Next slide, please. Thank you for your time. And I think Jack and Paula and I were ready for some questions. Gal, back to you.
And we encourage those who enjoyed this webinar to sign up for our newsletter, where you will get more information on similar events. We're also on Twitter, and all our programs are available on YouTube channels, as well as this one in a week from now. And you can find us on YouTube by simply searching the Council on Food, Agriculture, and Resource Economics. So please follow and subscribe, and we'll be happy to hear your thoughts. You can email us at information@cpr.org.